Hello everyone, welcome to the part 1 of the project. Today we are going to create this navigation menu, as you can see that in the top of the web page. So this is the menu that we are going to create. We are going to use React Router DOM to create this navigation menu, and also we are going to make it fully responsive. Let me show you what will be the mobile. As you can see that in the mobile, we are going to see this nav menu, something like that. Whenever I'll click this hamburger menu, the nav menu will come from the top of the page, and we can close it and we can go to any of the pages. As you can see, yeah, that's what we are going to make in this video, and I hope you guys will like it. Also, if you want to get some interesting tips and tricks about web design and development, you can follow us on Instagram. The handle is instagram.com/web_CIFAR. Also, if you face any kind of problem with this tutorial, you can join our Facebook community group. We have a great and helpful community and you can post your problem there. So with that saying, let's get started. So here, as you can see that we have our app.js, and also I'm using a separate terminal, as you can see here. If you want to use the Visual Studio Code integrated terminal, you can actually use it from here. I'm using a separate one here, as you can see. So first of all, let's actually start the server. So for that, I just can use npm start, as you already know, which will start the server. And as you can see that the server is open here, and I can see my welcome text. And if you notice that I already changed the name of the site, and you can see here. So for that, what you can do, you can go to the public folder, and here you find the index.html, and from here you can find the title, and you can change the name of the site. And also, if you want to change the fab icon here, what you can do, you can actually link the fab icon here and make sure that your fab icon is placed inside of public folder, because this fab icon is actually a static file. So for that, it should be inside of public folder. So I will not change it, and I will keep it the React logo here. So today, as you know that we are going to create this navigation menu, and we are going to use React Router DOM for that, to create the all route. As you can see that the about route, projects route, the contact route. So let's get back to our project here. So let's say that first of all, let's create a component here for this nav menu, and inside this source folder, let's create a new folder, name it components. So inside this components folder, let's create a new file, and this will be our first component. So let's name it nav menu. So you can name it anything. And also, if you notice that the first letter is actually capital, so because the reason behind that is it is a component, and a component can be used in multiple places. So for that reason, we just give the first letter capital. This is just a naming convention, nothing special. So let's create this NavMenu.js, and as you can see that the NavMenu.js is here. So first of all, let's actually import React here from React, and also let's create a functional component. So export function, export default function, and let's name it nav menu. And here let's actually return a simple h1, and let's say that hello from the nav menu. And if I save that, we can't see it because we are not using this nav menu anywhere. So let's go back to our app.js, and here instead of this text, so here first of all, let's actually import this nav menu. And here, as you can see that import nav menu from the file name. So let's give it the path. So inside the components, I have this nav menu file, and from the file I will actually import this nav menu. And once we imported this nav menu, now we can actually use this component inside this function here. So let's actually use it. So let's say that nav menu, and let's actually create the component. And if I create the component, so here as you can see that I have a spelling mistake. sorry, that's my mistake. So once we resolve that, as you can see that we can see the text from our nav menu. So inside this nav menu, we are going to create this nav list. So for that, come here, and instead of this text, let's say that I will have a div. Inside this div, I will have a UL, and inside this UL, I will have list item. First one will be the home, and let's actually give it about, and we have projects, and the last one is the contact. And if I save, I should see the list, as you can see. So right now this text, as you can see that these are actually normal text. We need to make it nav links, as you can see here. So for that, first of all, let's go back to our app.js. So because we are going to use React router DOM, and for that we need to import our browser router. So let's go back to our app.js, and here let's import browser router. So let's give it a small name. The name, I think router will be fine. So browser router as router from React router DOM. Router is here. Right now we are not using this router. Let's actually use it here. So we need to wrap whole thing with this router. So let's actually create the router first of all, and we need to wrap this nav menu with this router. And once we do, now we are inside of a router. So here what I need to do, first of all, in our nav menu, let's actually go back to our nav menu here. So as you can see that these are all just a list item, so we need to make it link. So for that, let's actually cut this text and break it, and here we are going to use nav link, and this is from React router DOM. So for that we need to import it. So in our Visual Studio Code, we have an auto import feature. So for that, what you can do, you can actually write the name, and after that place your cursor in the end of the name, and after that Control S space, and it will give you an option for auto import. As you can see that I can see the nav link auto import. So if I hit enter, as you can see that the nav link is auto imported here from React router DOM. So this is a really helpful feature that you will find in Visual Studio Code. So you should definitely use it. So now we are actually importing this nav link. After that, let's actually give it a text here. So the text will be inside of this nav link. So let's say that home, and now we should have another attribute in our nav link, which is the to. So if we consider it as a link, this to will be the href, means whenever I will click this home, where should we will go. So if I click the home, we will go to our home page, means only a / which indicates the home page. So let's do it for all of the link that we have here. So let's do it for this about. So nav link, and inside that the text will be about, and here the to will be /about. So this is the route that we are going to have for the about. So same thing for our projects. So let me copy this and paste it here. Instead of about, I will have projects here, and the route will be the projects actually. And for the last one, the contact, and here let's say that contact, and the route will be contact. So now if I click one of them, let's actually click the about. As you can see that the route is actually changing. Now the route is actually about, and now it is projects, now it is contact. Means we are actually having the perfect nav link here, as you can see. So after that, what I need to do, I need to actually change the content. Means whenever I will click the about, I should see about page. If I click project, I should see the project page. So right now we are actually having the same thing that we have in our app.js, means the nav menu, but we are not seeing a specific page here. So for that, we need to create the pages. So let's create the pages. You need to create another folder inside of the source. So let's create a folder inside of the source. The folder name will be page. our pages. So now let's create a new file here, and this will be our first page. So let's actually name it home.js. So now as you can see that we have our home.js, and once again we need to actually do the import React and create the functional component. And to make it easier, what you can do, you can install a plugin here, an extension actually. So the name of this, I think I already installed this one, I think, yeah. So you can install this extension, which will give you some really helpful snippets. So once you install this extension, what you can do, you can actually write RFC, which will create a functional component. And as you can see that the React is actually already imported. We have the name according to our file name, and we have a pretty good structure to start with the file. So now we can write anything inside here directly. So let's say that this is homepage, and if I save, now yeah, that's our homepage. So it is really helpful when you are writing the same thing again and again. So instead of that, what you can do, you can write RFC to create a functional component, which will create a functional component for you. So now we have our home.js, and let's actually create the other pages about projects and contact. So inside of our pages, let's get another file, which will be about.js, and here let's say RFC, and here let's say that h1, this is about page. And let's create the next one, which is the projects.js. So basically this is for the name is, this should be projects.js, not comma. So RFC once again, and here I will have the h1, this is projects page. And for the last one, let's actually create the last one, new file here, and the name will be contact.js. So here once again RFC, and it will create, and inside this h1, let's say that this is contact page. Now we have our all the pages, means all 4 pages, as you can see here. Now what I need to do, I need to go to our app.js, and if I want to use them, let's actually use the home here. So home, and let's actually do the emit abbreviation, and after that I can auto import that. So here, where is my auto import? Yeah, here is the auto import, and if I hit enter, as I can see, the home is imported here. So if I save now, I can see the text from the home page here. So if I do the same for the about, projects and contact, so let's say that about, and auto import that, and after that projects, if I can spell, auto import that also, and finally the contact, and auto import this. So if I save, I can see all the text, as you can see that from the pages, as you can see. So right now we are actually having all these pages together in our app.js here, as you can see. So now what I need to do, actually I need to tell the React router DOM that whenever I click about, means whenever the route will change and it will be /about, show me the only about page content. Don't show all the content, show me the content according to my routes. So how can we say that? So for that, what I need to do, I need to import couple of things here. I need to import the route, and after that I also need to import the switch from React router DOM. So now we need to use this route and switch. So how can we use them? So for that, what I need to do, after the NavMenu, let's actually give some space here. So here, first of all, let's actually use the switch here. not this switch. So inside this switch, what I need to do, I need to create our individual route. So let's create our first route here. So the route, as you can see, so here I need to give it a path. So path will be, so let's actually create the route for our about page. So let's say that whenever we will have a path of about, whenever we will have a route of about, which one we want to show. We want to show the about component. So let's actually give the about component inside of our route. So now as you can see that we have a route here, which path is /about, and whenever we will have this route, we will show this about component. And now also we are actually facing a error. I think this will be the switch, something like that. Now yeah, now as you can see that it is working. So now you can see that we can't see our about text here. We can see the text for home, projects and contact, but we are not seeing the text for about, because now we are saying that we will show this about component only when the route is actually /about. So if I click this about, and now I can see the about page content, because now the route is /about. So that's what we need to do for our all of the component. So let's actually do it. So let's duplicate it, and let's say that the second route will be for our projects, and whenever we will call this, we will have our project component here. So let's do it for our contact. And let's say that contact. So now let's actually test it out. Let's remove these two components, because now we are actually having this component here and here, as you can see. So if I save now, I can see only the home, because the home is actually our default component that we have. We will get into it in a moment. So let's actually check it out. Let's see that if I click the about, I can see the about page only. If I click the projects, I can see the projects page only. I can see, if I click the contact, I can see the contact page only. So also beside that, as you can see that every time we have a home page, because this home page is outside of our switch. So let's actually create a route for this home also. So if I come here, let's create another route here, and for this one the path will be a /, and whenever I will have a path of /, which means I will have my home page, and let's remove the home page from here. So if I save now, as you can see that I can't see the home page anymore, because the home page will be showed here if we have a route of / only. Means whenever I will click my home page, I will see my home page here, as you can see. So there is a problem right now. As you can see that it is working perfectly, but there is a problem. So let's say that if we have this route, means if we have our home page route in the beginning of our switch statement, as you can see that we have a home page, and if I go to the about, I can see that still my home page is showing, but my route is changed. Why it is happening? Because as you can see that we are checking here, we are checking for a / only, and here if you notice that we have already a / route, and inside of this switch, if it match with one of the path, it will show the component and it will not go further. So it will check for this / first of all, and it will find this /, and after that it will not go further, and it will not check for about or projects. So every time if you click another route, as you can see that the content will remain same, because it will check for the / in the beginning, and if it finds the / route, as you can see here, it will show the component content and it will not go further. So to fix this problem, what you need to do, you need to have this route in the end of all of your route. So we have all these 3 routes, and after these all of 3 routes, we will have our home route. So if I save now, this should be fixed. So right now the route is actually going perfectly. And after that, let's actually create the nav menu here. As you can see that the nav menu is not looking good. So let's actually give some style to our nav menu. So let me close all of this page and let's go to the navmenu.js. So let's actually give some style here. So for the style, as you already know, we are using style components, and for that what I need to do, I need to create a constant and let's actually give it a name. So let's say that nav menu style, and here let's say that styled dot div, and we need to give a couple of backticks here, and inside these backticks we can write our CSS. So also you need to import this styled from a style component. So for that, as I already showed you, place your cursor in the end of the component name or the thing that you want to import. Just press Ctrl space and it will give you all the possible intelligence, and here you will find the auto import thing. So if I click that, as you can see that this styled is imported from a styled component. So right now let's actually give some style here. So let's say that background will be red, and if I do, I can't see any kind of background red because we are not using these styles anywhere. So let's actually use this. We will use this in this div. So right now, as you can see that we have the style for div actually. So for that, we need to make sure that this is the div that we are going to replace with the name. So what is the name? NavMenu style. So if I do NavMenu style, and now it will apply this style inside this div, and if I save, I should see the background color red. Yeah, it's working. So right now, let's actually give some style here. So position will be, so I will go fast here and I will not explain every line here. So the position will be fixed because this will be a sticky header, and let's say that the z index will be 100, means it will be in the top of our every layer. So top will be 0 and also left will be 0, and width will be, let's say that 100%, and padding will be let's say that 1 rem and 0 for the left and right. And if I do, I can see this because right now it is actually having in the top of our every layer, so that's why we can see it is overlapping. So after that, what I need to do, I need to give it a background color. So background will be, so if I go to my global style, so here is the styles, and inside that I have global styles. So as you can see that inside the global style I have some variables here. So those are the variables, color variables for the project. So from here, as you can see that we have a variable for dark bg, so let's use it. So variable dark bg, and if I use that, so as you can see that we have a background color, and for that background color we can't see the text which is behind this navigation menu. And after that, let's actually do some style for our UL, and let's say that the max width will be 1200 pixel and margin will be 0 and auto. And after that, let's say that the width will be let's say that 90%, and text alignment will be center. And if I save, as you can see that, and after that, so this is really handy from our style components that we can use nesting very easily here that we saw in SAS. So let's say that display will be inline block, and after that border radius will be 8 pixel, and transition will be 0.3 second, ease and background color. And after that, let's say that whenever I'll hover one of the item, so the same thing, whenever I'll hover one of the things, so let's say that background color will be bar deep black. Once again, these all variables are coming from global style, as you can see here. So let's say that for our anchor tag, display will be inline block, and after that font family will be, I already have the font face for Roboto Mono regular. And if you want to see the font face, you can go to styles, typography, and here you will find all the font face, and as you can see that we have a Roboto Mono regular here. So after that, let's actually say that padding will be something like 1 rem for the top and bottom and 2 rem for the left and right, and finally the font size will be 2 rem. If I do, I can see the font size is just increased here, and the color, let's say that the variable gray 1, and after that the outline will be none. Fine. And after that, let's say that whenever we'll have an active class, so in our this nav link, which is from our React router DOM, we have a special feature here. So let me show you. So where is our nav menu? So here, as you can see that here we have a class. This is the class is actually indicating that we are in now home page. If I click the project have now the active class, and if I click the contact, now as you can see that the contact is now having the active class. So the problem is, as you can see that this home one is actually having this active class constantly. We need to fix that. So to fix that, here what you can do, whenever you are having this home, as you can see that home nav link, you can pass another attribute which is actually exact. So which means whenever we will have the exact home /home home route, we will have the active class then. Otherwise, we will not have the active class for the home. So if I come here, if I click the home, as you can see that I can see the active class. If I click the about, now the active class is actually removed from our anchor tag. Now it should be inside of our this about, as you can see. So if I click projects, now it is now in the projects. If I click the contact, now this active is now in contact. So what we can do with this class, we can actually give some separate style for our list item. So for that, here I can say whenever I will have a class of active, I will change the color, which will be the variable white. And if I save, as you can see that the contact is now a pure white here. So here, as you can see that we have our nav menu, and I think we are using a little bit more space. So in our anchor tag, let's increase the padding to 2 rem. Yeah, right now as you can see that it is perfectly accurate, and we have our nav menu, and there should be a hover change in our li, but for some reason this hover is not working. The reason behind that is actually it is deep dark. The variable name is deep dark, not deep black. Now as you can see that I have this hover background color change. Yeah, it's looking fine. So after that, I need to make this whole thing responsive. As you can see that right now it is actually, it is not having the responsiveness. So let's actually have the responsive. So for that, what I need to do, I need to have a icon first of all. So to have the icon, let's actually have the icon inside of our nav style, this nav style. Inside that, let's actually have a div with a class of mobile menu icon, and here let's say that we will have our nav icon. So inside that, we can say, if I search for that, yeah, we are using React icon, and from that let's actually grab an icon, MD menu. This should be together, and as you can see that all the menu from material design will be here. So as you can see that this is the MD menu that we are going to use. So what I can do, I can actually write this component directly here. So MD menu, and after that we need to import it. So control a space here, and it should be imported automatically. No, it is not. I think we need to import this manually. For some reason the import is not working for here. So it should be MD menu from React icon /MD. So if I come here, I should see the menu. As you can see that the menu icon is here. So after that, what I need to do, I need to actually have a close button or close icon, you can say. So this close icon will be inside of our UL. So inside of our UL, let's create a div, and with a class of close nav icon, and here I will have my MD close. So this is from here. So if I search for MD close, as you can see that here is the MD close. So this is the name, and you can use it here. And also if you want, let's see, no, there is no auto import. Yeah, I can see the auto import right now. Yes, now as you can see that this MD menu, sorry, this MD close is now auto imported. For some reason I can see this error, MD icon is not defined. Sorry, MD close, MD close. Yeah, now I can see the icon here, and I need to do some style for that. So let's do the style first of all, and after that we will add the functionality. So here I can see that nav icon, and what I need to do in our large device, first of all I need to remove that. So here I can say that after this, here let's say that whenever I will have this mobile menu icon, first of all let's say that position will be absolute, and the right will be 1 rem, and also the top will be let's give it 1 rem, and the width will be 4 rem, and cursor, a pointer, and display will be none, and outline none. So we are actually having this display none because we don't want to see it on a large device. We want to see it only in mobile device. Let's actually create a media query after this. So let's say that media only screen and max width 768 pixel, and whenever we'll have inside of this range, I want to show my icon here. So let's copy this, and let's say that display will be block, and as you can see that this, okay, now as you can see I have lots of typo here. Screen only screen. So let's actually remove it here from our large device, and if I save, I should see the icon is gone. As you can see that if I go to the range, inside the range I can see the icon here. So that's how we are actually maintaining this nav menu icon. So whenever we will be inside of this range, we will see it, otherwise we will not see the icon. So and after that I need to actually do the same thing for our this close icon. So here in our normal style, let's say that if we have any kind of close button, close nav icon, the display will be none. So as you can see that I can't see it, but whenever I'll go to the inside of range, means whenever I'll go to the mobile device, I'll just say that close button, close nav icon will be a display block. So now as you can see that I can see it, but whenever I'll go to the outside of the range, I can see it. I can't see it. So now here as you can see that inside this unordered list, I have our close button and also I have the list items. So let's actually give some style to this list item whenever we will see it in the mobile device. So inside our media query here, let's say that nav dot nav items. Here let's say that transition will be 0.3 second is transform, and also background color will be the same, deep dark, and what is this nav items actually? Oh, we'll have this nav items in this UL. So class name will be nav items, yeah. So we will have these nav items background color deep dark, and let's see, I can't see the deep dark nav item background color. Okay, because my mistake, there should be another dash. So now as you can see that the background color is actually deep dark. And after that what I need to do, I need to do some more style here. So first of all, let's say that the padding will be 2 rem. So padding will be 2 rem, and also let's say that the width will be, let's say that 90%, and also max width let's keep it 300 pixel. And if I do, as you can see that the max width is now 300 pixel, and border radius will be 12 pixel, and after that position will be absolute. Okay, great. Whenever I'm having this position absolute, now what I can do, I can position it. So let's say that right will be 1 rem, and also the top will be, so where we wanna have this. So from the top we will have a variable here. So let's say that inside that the top, this is a CSS variable, top will be 1 rem, because we wanna have this top in multiple places. I will show you. So let's actually use this variable here. So var 1 rem, bar top means it will be from the top 1 rem. And after that let's actually have some style for this close icon. So this close icon is inside of this UL, as you can see. So for that, what I can do, I can use the nesting here. So I will have this something like that. And after that, let's say that the width will be something like 3 rem, and margin will be 0, 0, and 0, and auto. Yeah, right now as you can see that it is in the right side here. So after that let's actually give it the cursor pointer. Now as you can see that we can click it, and after that let's say that I want to, if I open this, let me show you. Whenever I open this, as you can see, this is the div, and inside that I have multiple items. I have SVG, I have path. So what I want is actually, I want the click event, means whenever I will click this button, I will add this click event later, but I want the click event in this close nav icon div. So what I need to do for that, I need to make sure that I don't have the pointer event for the element which is inside of this div. I don't want to have the click event for the SVG. I don't want to have the click event for the path. I want to have the click event for the nav icon only. So let's actually remove the pointer event for this SVG or path. So whatever we'll have, let's actually select that with the universal selector, and let's say that the pointer event will be none. So it will make sure that inside this close nav icon, whatever we will have, we will actually have no pointer event for those elements. So after that let's actually go and do some style for our list item, so which is inside of our this UL. So here let's say that display will be block instead of in a block, and margin bottom will be one rem. Now as you can see that I have nicely looking a hamburger menu, as you can see, but right now we don't have any kind of functionality. So let's actually add some functionality here for the closing for this close icon and also the hamburger menu. So for that, what I need to do, I need to use React hook here. So first of all, let's actually use our first React hook, which is use state. So let's actually create a constant here, and let's actually name it show nav, and let's create the second one, set show nav is equals to use state, and also the default value will be the false. Import this, so auto import here, and right now as you can see that this should be false. Yeah, so right now as you can see that we have this user state. So here as you can see that what we have in the user state, we have this show nav. It is a simple variable, and also we have another function which is here, as you can see, set show nav. This is a function which will allow you to change the value of show nav. Means we have a variable of show nav, and we have another function which will allow you to change the value of the show nav. I'll show you how we will use it. Here what I need to do, so let's say that whenever we will click one of the icon, so sorry, whenever we will click the close icon, what is the close? Here is the close icon. So whenever I click that, what I will do, on click, we wanna run the set show nav. So we will make it inverse, as you can see that. For that I can use a exclamation sign, and after that the name of the variable, which is show nav. So right now what it will do, whenever I click, I will actually change the value of this show nav. So here we also need to add some other attribute for that. So let's say that the role will be, by the way, this is from the ESLint, and here we just can see that button, the role will be button, and also let's say the on key down, we need to add a also keyboard listener, and here let's say that set show nav, it will be same. On keyboard, on key down, we will do the same. We can actually copy this thing and paste it inside of our on key down. And finally we need to add a tab index. The tab index will be default one, the 0, and if I do as you can see that we don't have any kind of error. So these are the things. Let me actually explain you one more time. So whenever I will click, I will actually set the show nav and make it inverse value. Means if we have the value of show nav false, we will make it true. If we have the true, we will make it false. So after that we have a role of button. After that we will have the same thing on key down. Means whenever I will actually have the tab index of 0, means whenever I will actually press my tab, as you can see that it is now selected, and after that whenever I will press any key, it will actually run this event. Means whenever I will press any key down, it will run this function, as you can see here. So here I will do the same thing. I will actually inverse the show nav variable. So that's what we have. We are changing the value of show nav whenever I will click it. So but we are not doing anything with this show nav. So now let's use this show nav value somewhere so that we can see it in action. So here in our class name, in this UL, let's actually use it. Let me increase it a little bit if you can't see it. So let's say that instead of nav items, so here let's actually check the show nav. So if the show nav is false, I want to return the nav items class name, and also with that I also want to have a class which is the hide item. So whenever the show nav is having a value of false, we will have this hide item class. Else what we want to have? Else we want to have only the nav item class. So let me actually explain you one more time. Here as you can see that we are actually checking show nav. If the show nav is false, because as you can see that we are actually having this exclamation sign, which means we are checking the opposite thing. Means in this case we are actually checking for false. So if it is false, we will have this class, means we will have two class. We will have nav items, we will have show item, sorry, hide item. And on the other hand, if it is true, we will have only one class, which is the nav items. So I think it is now clear. So if I have this, let me actually see in our inspect here, and let's go to the UL. Here is the UL. So if I click that, as you can see that the class is actually changing. Whenever I am clicking, one time it is having this hide item and another time it is not having the class. So it is working perfectly. Now what we can do, we can actually add some style with this hide item class. Let's add the style here. So let's say that whenever we will have this, this hide item will be actually in action only inside of our media query. So inside of our media query, let's say that nav, sorry, not nav, hide item. So whenever I will have this class hide item, what I want to do, so let's actually make it display none. And let's see if I click that, as you can see that it is not display none. So right now as you can see that we have our display none, and whenever I will have this hide item class, I will actually display the nav, or wherever this class is, the item will be display none. So as you can see that I have this nav item, and whenever I'll click that, I have this hide item class, and for that reason, as you can see that for that reason the display is none for the element. So I can't see the nav menu anymore. So that's how we gonna actually add the functionality here. So display none. So instead of having the display none, there is another way how you can actually make it. So we will use transform here. So transform and translate y, and here the value will be, we will actually calculate it. Now we are going to use this variable that we made in our nav items. So let's say that here calculate minus 100% minus var and the name of top variable that we have. So if I do that, so here as you can see that if you saw, it is actually going upward because we are actually making the transform translate y, and we are making the value in the minus so that it goes up out of the window, and now we can't see it. So right now we are having the functionality for only the close button. Let's also add the functionality for this hamburger menu. So the functionality will be similar. So for that we can actually copy this attribute that we have in our close nav icon div. So let's copy this last 4 line. We don't want the class name, so copy this and paste it here. So here we have our nav icon, sorry, nav menu here, as you can see. So here is the div, as you can see. Inside this div, just paste the copied code. So if I save now, I should see it working. So if I click this, I can see that our menu is here. If I click the close icon, I can see it is perfectly functional. So now as you can see that it is working perfectly with this variable. If you notice that we are using this top variable because if you remember, we have this top variable here and we used it in the top as a position. Now we are actually having a position absolute, and we are actually positioning it from the top one rem. And for that reason, we need to make sure that whenever we are having a transform translate y, we are actually subtracting, or we are adding this -1 RAM with this 100%, and it will work perfectly. So fine, and as you can see that we have our nav menu working perfectly here. What else we need to do here? I think we need to add some padding 0, which will solve the problem. Right now we have a padding. If you remember, we added the padding here 1 RAM, but in our mobile device we don't need it anymore. So whenever the media query will start, we will actually have the padding 0. And if I save, I can see my content back, as you can see. Yeah, so if I go to my projects, we are now in a projects. If I go to my about, we are now in a about. But the problem is, whenever I will click one page here, means whenever I click one link, we can see that the route is changing, the content is changing, but the menu is still here. We want to close this menu automatically. So whenever we'll click one of the item. So to do that, what I need to do the same thing that we did in our close button. So here, as you can see that in the close button, we actually doing this on click, roll, on key down, and tab index. So copy this 4 line and paste it in our nav link. So here we have our first nav link, and after the exact, let's actually paste it. And now whenever I'll click this home route, as you can see that now we are in the home page, and also the nav menu is actually closed automatically. So we need to paste it inside of this nav link in our every list item. So paste it and save it, and also do it here. So now, as you can see that if I click about, we are in the about. If I click projects, if I click contact, everything is working perfectly fine. Yeah, that's it. We have our nav menu working perfectly here. We have the responsiveness, we have our default nav menu style here with the React router DOM. We can't see the text here because the text is actually under this nav menu, and in the nav menu we have a same background color, the background color that we are seeing in our page. So if I remove the background color, I can see the text, but it is under the nav menu style, means nav menu div. So that's why I can't see it, but that's not a issue. And also here, one more thing that we can do in our nav menu icon, we can do the same thing that we did in our close nav icon. We can actually remove all the pointer event that we have inside the icon. So here I can say just a pointer event none, and this will remove all the pointer event. Inside the SVG or any kind of element will not have any kind of click event. So that's it. We have completed the nav menu here, and I will see you in the next part of the project. So that's it, guys. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up, and don't forget to share it with your friends and family. Also, if you want to watch more video like this one, please subscribe the channel, and also turn on the notification bell so that you can get notified whenever I will upload my next video. So my name is Arfan, and I will see you in the next video. Till then, bye bye, Khuda Hafiz.